Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this video on NBA Top Shots, we are checking out some of these free agent flips that I've made in the past week. So if you haven't seen these last few videos I put out on Top Shot, it's all about free agency and how you can flip moments around the hype of players signing with new teams or even just signing new deals. So I get into that a lot in this one. I'll show you what I've been flipping and kind of go over those. And these are kind of things that you could do at the trade deadline or free agency period. And then there's still some players out there that you could probably be flipping in this free agent period. So we'll go over that in this video as well. And here we're just on his Dejounte Murray. So I was actually going to buy this for $2, but I realized that these aren't that quick of flips. You could see here, actually, another person just listed this for $2. The other one I was looking at is bought already, but that was a 30,000 serial. This is 26,000. Even though this is $1 less, it's a 33% return if you sell it for just $1 more. This is not that quick of a flip because if you buy this one for 26,000, still all these have to get bought. You can see you have to scroll quite a ways. I'd say maybe 20, 30 something still have to get bought before yours gets bought for $3, so it might not even sell in a week or two. It could be a longer flip. So if you are looking to flip just the ones that are listed for $2 for $3, definitely check out the other serials before. If the lowest one here was maybe like in the low 20,000s, it could be a viable flip here, but like for this one, I'm not looking to buy those. Cool moment here from Dejounte Murray, though. Kind of a game winner with about 10 seconds left. But let's get into some of these flips. So I'm just going to come over here to my activity. So the top one you can see here is Kendrick Nunn, sold for $66. And this was his debut moment, I believe. And I had a 1700 serial. Sold it for $66. Obviously, once he got signed by the Lakers, the price for this one jumped way up. So I knew that Kendrick Nunn was going to get signed somewhere for a big deal, and he actually ended up taking less money to go to the Lakers, but that still boosted his moment a lot. So this one was kind of a no-brainer for me. I knew he was going to go somewhere, not the Heat, and sign for either a lot of money or a good team, which ended up being a good team. And you could see, so this was actually 5 days ago, and then we look down here 2 weeks ago. I bought this one in anticipation of all this for $49. So I made $17 on this flip in about a week and a half in the anticipation of free agency. So I think that was a pretty good move. We could come over here. We could look at the price of Kendrick Nunn right now. It might be even higher now. Maybe I sold it too soon. So this is the 1 year. I actually sold way too soon, it looks like. So this one's up at 87 now. The average sale, I kind of forget how this works. Is it the last 7 days average sale was 70? So this one really took off. And when I'm looking to flip these, I'm not looking to get greedy. I don't want to hold on to these and just have them dip back down. But this one probably could have held on to a little longer. It actually took a couple days for it to get up to 66 even. It wasn't an instantaneous news, which is kind of different from the other flips. They're usually like in the next few hours after the news happens. So this one was kind of a slow riser, but it's up to 87 now. So could have held on to this and got like $20 more, but flipped it for 17, which I'm still good with. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. So we'll see if some of these other ones have gone up even more than what I sold them for. And you can even do this when the market overall is kind of stagnated. Obviously, you can see some moments still go up just based on these news and players. All right, then the next sell here was actually Harrison Barnes, and this was a 40K moment. And he was in one of the showcase challenges, so I flipped his 40K moment for $7, which it's probably good if I think the showcase quest is over, so it's probably down to $3 or $4. Yeah, so I think it was this one. I sold right here for $7. Now it's down to $3, so it was over double. So I just had to sell it. It's not really a flip. It's just something you happen to have in your collection that gets price inflated from a challenge. All right, then the next one up here is Bruce Brown. I sold for 25. I thought this one was going to go up a lot higher, to be honest, and maybe it did now. Maybe I sold this one too early as well, but I took some profit on this flip. So Bruce Brown, I thought was going to be a pretty big free agent acquisition for a team, like over $10 million a year, and then he ended up just going back to the Nets, which made his moment go up a little bit just because he's going to be on probably one of the best teams in the East that has a chance to win the finals. If we scroll down, we can see how much I bought that one for. So I only bought that for 20 and then took a $5 profit. From 20 to 25 is not bad, but it probably is maybe even higher now. So let's check out what this one is at now. You can see all these basically move on any kind of news. So even just going back to the Nets, it went up. Yeah, this one's at 28 now. So again, I could have made a few more dollars if I waited, but who knows, in a day, maybe even in a couple hours, this one goes back down below 25. So I like to just take the profit where I can when I'm just focusing on flipping and not having to hold these for the long term for collecting. So the next one I did here was DeMar DeRozan. This one I thought was going to raise a lot more, and I sold this one for 43 bucks, and it was an 800 serial, and this one was only out of 1500. And if we look down, I think I bought this for mid 30s, so it wasn't as much profit as I was expecting once DeRozan got traded to the Bulls. Yeah, so I bought it for 37, so it was only $6, but profit is profit, and I'll take it on these flips when that's the ultimate goal. Let's look at this one. It might be higher. Actually, it's exactly at 43 what I sold it for, so not terrible time to flip. This one's sitting at the same price, obviously, so pretty happy with that one as well. I mean, I'm happy with any of them that I can get $5 or more, and obviously if you only spend 20 and get the 25, $5 is definitely pretty good, but to get only 6 on this when I paid $37 is not the best. I was kind of surprised that the DeRozan one didn't go up more. Actually, I'm going to come over here to add more funds and just see if that one went up more, because on here they have that graph where you can look at it over time, which is pretty nice. If you want to use this, I'll link it down in the description. Let's see over the last 7 days. Yeah, so August 3rd, it was at 37. And then the high point was only 44 for just like half a day. So 43 is pretty good for flipping. It's probably going to go back down a little bit. So happy with that one. All right, then after DeRozan was Marvin Bagley for 45 on his debut, which I sold. And I bought this one for 30. So actually probably my best flip out of these, just because $30 you don't have to risk that much, and I made 15 versus the Kendrick Nunn. I had to risk 49 and made 17, which obviously the return is a little greater, but for 30 the risk is just less for the payout. I guess the percent profit on that one is a lot better. Bagley was also part of that quest. I forget exactly what the quest was, but it just happened that he was part of the quest. I picked him up because I thought he was going to get traded, and he hasn't been traded yet, and I still think that'll inflate his moment. So if this one dips back down, I'm probably going to buy it again for like 30. You can see it's sitting at 47 now. I sold it for 45. I'll definitely take that. And if this one goes down to 35 or below, I might pick it up again in anticipation he's going to get traded somewhere that's excited about him, because it seems like the Kings are kind of off of him and he's off the Kings. So we'll see what happens with that one, but still a good opportunity to maybe get back in on a Bagley. And that was the last flip I had here from the free agent. So I don't know how much I put in, maybe just over $100, $150, and probably made 50 something dollars on these flips. So not bad. I did this probably in a couple hours of just going through and looking for good ones to buy, maybe an hour, and I already had the players' moments in my head. One that I really failed on was Kemba Walker. When he got traded to the Thunder, I should have just known that he was going to get bought out and scooped that one up in anticipation he would get bought out and go basically wherever he wants as a free agent, and he ended up going to the Knicks. So you could see what happened to this one. Can't believe I didn't think to buy this one, but over the last month, let's see what happened with this. So I'm not exactly sure when he got traded to the Thunder, but that didn't affect his moment too well because he went to like an insanely terrible team. But then the buyout and going to the Knicks, you can see August 2nd was $40, and then went all the way up to north of 70, and it's still holding above 70 right now on this. So this one almost doubled. That would have been a really good flip and a good opportunity here. But somehow I just didn't think of that, and yeah, I didn't get on that one. But that one's another example here of how you could do that. So one more I bought that actually didn't work out super well for me is Reggie Jackson. I guess just because this was a 12K moment, it's his debut, that the price didn't move as much because there's just too many of them. So it might be more of a viable option to only do this with players that have a moment that's 10K or below that you could buy, because that's what I was doing all the flips on. And then with Reggie Jackson, really my only options here were 12K. 40K is way too much to try to flip on. Or I guess I could have done it with and then there were 4. We can look at if that moved, but he only has 4 moments here. This one did jump from 5 to 6. That's not really enough for me to sell. If it went from 5 to 8, I could have sold these. I actually have 2 of them I got for 5 each, but that was probably the one that ended up not working for me on these flips, but it's still up a little bit, so I'm fine with holding a Reggie Jackson. He went back to the Clippers for not as much money as I was expecting either, which probably didn't help. So this is the one I wanted to look at here. This is probably the only one that did move a little bit, if it did move at all, on the news. And then there were 4 Reggie Jackson moment. So obviously it took a big hit after the challenge was over, but you could have scooped it for low 40s. I mean, yeah, I guess you could have even got it for 39. If you got this one for about 39.40 when I was buying them August 2nd, August 3rd, you could sell it now for 50. So not even a great return on this one. Probably like $8 on this for risking 40, 42. So not huge returns on a Reggie Jackson. I just think the news of him signing for not as much as people were expecting kind of didn't make this one go off as well. So now if you still want to do this for free agency, you still can. Some guys you could look at is Lauri Markkanen, and I just typed in the best players still available in free agency. So you got Markkanen, and he could be going, it looks like, not to the Bulls, back to the Bulls, so that would probably increase his moment. Charlotte is a team rumored interested in him. I think if he does that, it would increase his value. I don't exactly know where else, but if he goes to a good team, that would definitely help. Schroeder's an interesting one because it seems like he's not going to get that much money, kind of similar to Reggie Jackson, and it doesn't seem like he's going back to the Lakers, so I don't know how much his moments will actually jump. And then you got Paul Millsap. Kind of iffy on that. Bradley iffy. Josh Hart could be one, actually. He could be getting actually a decent amount of money. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't signed anywhere yet. Same with Redick. I mean, he could go, probably he's going to go to a really good team. He's coming to the end of his career. He's unrestricted. He's probably going to want to go somewhere big. So Redick could be a good one. So out of these guys, I kind of like Markkanen and Redick. But the thing is, we got to see if they have moments that are going to be capable of actually increasing by a lot. So let's see if they even have any. So Redick only has a debut and it's $9. Pretty steep. I don't know how much that would move. And then Markkanen has a debut at $12,000 and only one other moment out of 99. So these ones, I don't know how much these are going to move these 12Ks. Like I said, I would probably try to do this with 10K moments and under, but we can look and see if they have a lot in front of them they would have to move. And by that I mean, if we open this up, we'll see how many it would have to sell for this to go from $9 to $12 at least. So a good amount of 9s and 10s. So honestly, it would be pretty hard for these to move. Right now, there's still going to be trades, so Like I said, the guy I would be targeting is Marvin Bagley, who I think still will get traded. I can't really think of any other guys right now that are rumored to be traded, but that's kind of what I would go after before the season starts. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this one on showing what I've been flipping for free agency. If you did, please leave a like, comment your thoughts on all this, and also check out my latest video. Have 3 ways to make money in the off season. This was one of them. There's 2 other in that video. It'll be this card right here, so check that one out. It'll also be down in the description, and I'll see you guys in another video.